Harmonic, TANA, and Peony are amazing. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I would like to apologize to them personally. Summoners, this was recorded in 2 sessions, and at the end, I'll show you a little bit why I have changed my mind. Hello, Summoners! It's time. I'm going to summon. I have plans for these units, and it's way too early, so if I look a little bit groggy, it's because I am. Let's just dive into this. I have some questions to answer. First, like plans. Let's talk about this. I want green and I want blue. I really need Lynn for a thing that I have planned. It's this scheme that I have cooked up. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise. As far as Peony, it's not Tana, it's Peony. I love Peony. I mean, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I've got some plans for her as well. We talked about it. She's not exactly the most meta-relevant unit, but, you know. Okay, so we'll be doing blue and green. Ideally, I would need a +1 Peony and a +0 Lynn. So we'll see how this goes. All right, where were we? I have some questions still left. Actually, a lot of them. I'm trying to work through this backlog. But the first is from Riven, and he asks, what is the favorite thing I've done on the channel? And that's so hard to answer because there's so many things that I have just absolutely loved. Probably one of the highlights would be the dating game. This was like the first big brainstorm idea I had, that we would, instead of a unit review, I would run it like the old school dating game show. It went over horribly. Folks did not like the dating game very much, but I thought it was hilarious. It was early, so it was very rough. But I picked out special music for it, and we had Foley, and it's those old. When was the dating game show? I don't even know, the 70s. It is a really, really funny thing. Incredibly sexist show, by the way. I had no idea until I started looking at old episodes, but that's a different topic altogether. So that's probably been my favorite thing. Let's see. Next on the list is from Trawema. This is Flat DR. Might be the next generation of annoying skills. Do you think it's a good idea to give it to more units? Oh, this is so interesting. I feel like right now we are in a state of the new war is between true damage and true defense. Like, if you don't have one of those two, it's probably going to be hard to function as a unit. It's kind of interesting to see that expand. It's not so much that I mind it. And this was before the Brave Dimitri release. I have seen so much overreaction over Brave Dimitri. This is kind of an interesting topic, and we were discussing it last night. The Brave Dimitri is the same power level as Brave Hector when he released. It's tough to go into the Wayback Machine and remember that, but Brave Hector was very, very good, but he had a lot of weaknesses and ways to get around him. The thing that drove Brave Hector into the meta was Far Save. And then the thing that drove him back into the meta was Hardy Fighter. Hey, Mordecai in preparation of the new Mordecai. Nice. But I don't believe this is some sort of power spike that is going to mold the meta around Brave Dimitri or Asker for that matter. I think they still have their weaknesses, and I think that's just fine. The growing reliance on true damage or true defense is troublesome for older units, though. And I feel like I've talked about it a million times now, but I love being able to update old units and make them competitive. And it just gets harder and harder to do that. And until IS does something about that, I just don't know that. You'll have to summon new units in order to really and truly compete in some of the higher level modes. That being said, my air defense got taken out by a summer Niffle this morning. So I guess when we talk about competing, we talk about it at the highest level. At most of the mid and lower levels, you can make a lot of things work. But what this means, eventually we will have, look at godlike reflexes. We've got something that's actually handing out special damage and special damage reduction. I expect more of those skills. We'll see how it goes. All right. Next up, what units would you like to see get resplendence? There's one very important one. Arden. In case you didn't know, on this channel we love Arden. All in the Discord, all of the support staff. We even have a special channel in the Discord for those who have +10 Arden. I'm a huge fan. I like units that are I like that a unit that is Gen 1 is still relevant because of his just absurdly high HP stat, which is so counter meta. You don't think of HP being good, but in the days of true defense or true attack, what else are you going to use? Your defense doesn't matter anymore. It's all about the HP. And we've seen that a couple times, so it's curious. And anyway, that's the one I would like to see get the resplendent. Wow, we are just droughting here. Interesting. All right. Oh man, here we go. This is from Dame Sir Knight. This is actually Spirit on Twitter. So, IS grants you the opportunity to make a single change to Aether Raids. What one thing do you change to improve the AR experience for all players? Oh no. All right. Here it is. This is terrible. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I forgot the blue one. Sorry, I got distracted by this really good question. Okay. So, let me check one thing. Okay. I would make every season Chaos season. Part of this hurts me really badly because I love my mythics and I have had them for a long time and I've loved using them. Oh. I saw the big silhouette. Didn't they take you out? Why are you still a thing? Go away! No! I know, it's a 4-star special. It doesn't mean anything. I'm tired of seeing... Oh, it's not a pity breaker now. It's a 4-star. Anyway, ignore me. That was PTSD from... Anyway, I love my mythics. It would just sting because my investment in them would be gone. But, I mean, you guys have seen the results. The reliance on mythics makes Aether Raids boring. It means that on offense at the higher levels, 3 of the same units are always going to be the same. One of them is always going to be Peony. And on defense, it means one of them is going to be the Dancer. And then the other is probably Medeus. But it's just boring. And I don't like boring. So, not to say that there aren't challenging Aether Raids maps. There certainly are. But the level of variety and creativity and all of that other stuff is just so much higher in Chaos Raids. It's tough to argue with. That was an excellent question. Okay. What's up next? What's your most wanted, legendary, or mythic? That's I mean, I've got to go with legendary Arden. We need a legendary Arden. He's been, most likely we would have an ascendant Arden. So he doesn't really fit the legendary mold. This is by Brave Blitz, by the way. Again, though, we love Arden. But in all honesty, I would like some promoted version of the Asker trio, be that legendary, mythic, or ascendant. In particular, I'm a huge Sharena fan. I would love to see more of her. Yeah. I think the girl needs some love. Her last ult was long ago. But anyway, let's see what's next. Were there any units you wanted to +10 in the past, but ended up benching or dropped in the middle of it for whatever reason? Projects that I tried to get done and then abandoned. Reeve was gonna be one of them. I know he's not a 4-star, or he's not a 5-star, but that was definitely a project that I was going to be all in on, and then just overcome by events. I have thought many times about updating my mythics. For instance, I have enough for a +7 Thor. And I like Thor a lot. But the problem is I just don't get a lot of benefit out of it. Once you need to have for the highest levels. Yes, girl. Good. Okay. We got one unit. Thank you. Oh, it's Peony. Oh. Excellent. I am happy. That is so good. Okay. How about a Lyn here? Can we get a Lyn? Brave Blitz, you are bringing me some luck. I'm sorry, that wasn't Brave Blitz. We passed that one. This is Scruff. My apologies. What are we at? We've got 8 more summons. Oof. It's going to be tight. I wanted one other of my 2 units, either one other Peony or one other Lyn, and I'd have everything I ever wanted. Okay, where were we? Reeve was one of them. There are a lot of Grail projects that I thought I was going to start. We talked about the Mythics with Thor. I have a couple of them that actually have higher than I thought merges. That I was going to continue, and again, just looking at the cost and benefit analysis, it just wasn't there. I mean, on light season, I still use Air, Peony, and then for the +1, I've got Dogger. These are not just the absolute best units, except for Peony, because Peony's awesome. I even have an amazing Scruff. Ask me more questions. I want more questions from Scruff. Wow, that is nice. And we've got a good circle here with 2 blues. I'm just going to string this question out. But yeah, a lot of that comes down to, I think when you plus 10 a unit, the only one you really do that with is something that you're going to worry about for scoring. I'm not really of the camp that I have to plus 10 all of my favorites. I like giving them love. I mean, I still gave my bunny Sharena a floret, and she still has really good skills, but she's at plus 7. That's one of my absolute all-time favorite units. Loved that unit. But there are a lot of units like that where I am just fine with them at plus 0 or plus 1. Normally plus 1 because you get a lot of extra stats off of that first merge. But you guys know how it goes. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, there are a lot of Grail projects, and because of the time delay in the, a couple months before you can actually plus 10 them, sometimes they're overcome by events, which is probably an interesting topic all into itself. The whole, do you need to plus 10 a unit, or do you need to even get a unit at all? And when a couple months down the road, they could be just done. But anyway, that's a totally different topic for a totally another day. Yeah. So, all right, Scruff, I tried to string your question out as long as I could. Let's see. I've got one more question here. Thank you, Scruff, for the 5 stars. I appreciate it. Let's stop there. We've got the Spark. I want to get this one more question from Gabe. Out of all your 3 to 4 star plus 10s, which one has been the most fun to use, even if you can't really use them anymore? Hands down, Matthew. Matthew went from 0 to hero with his refine, and it was really, really fun to see. Just flat out. Let's get some Lin love here. It's a great summoning session. But I have a lot of them that I've really enjoyed. Have we talked about Arden enough? Aww. And I've heard some complaints about this Kaboom art, but I think they went conservative for them. I'm a fan. All right, Summoners, this is part 2. I really needed one more Lin for my plans. I thought I could do it with one, and I need to. I'm really excited about this. I don't have a Spark, which is scary as all get out, but we're still going to be summoning green and blue. This is going to be fun, though. Yeah. This banner is so much better than I thought it was. I've been doing some testing, and I am excited. I've also got some more questions because I'm very behind. I apologize. But let's go ahead and get started. Green and blue, here we come. Be kind to me. Blues everywhere. I'm a fan. Let me go ahead and get started on this first question. If this is from FJ, if you could change just one thing from Fae, what would it be? This is ironic considering where we're at, but the reliance on summoning is something that has been talked about a bunch. I've been recently talking to a game designer, Alfred. He's in the comments a lot. I really enjoy his point of view. And he was talking about how fast everything moves in Fae compared to other gachas. And it's kind of a double-edged sword. I love games where there's always something new, but it has been taken just to an absolute extreme. So I love the structure of this game. I think compared to a lot of other gachas, it is just very sound. I like the tactics. I like the back and forth in the gameplay. All of that is just fantastic. But the fact that it moves so fast that it feels like you constantly have to summon is less than ideal. So that is, ironically, as we're in a summoning session, the one thing I would change. Next up is from Klaus, a longtime member of the Discord, a supporter from us way back from when we were just a podcast. And Teacup Night. He asked, if you could make a new game mode, what would it be like? There's been so much discussion about this, but I think you guys know by now that I really want a co-op mode. The way I would structure it is I would put the same rules as Summoner Duels, but I would put the map of Grand Conquest. And so essentially you would be going up against a Grand Conquest style thing where your goal was to go in and beat whatever raid boss they had and take over the castle. I think you could also do this points. You could collectively do points based on how quickly you did, and also how many enemies you defeated. Which I think would be fun. So you could have a leaderboard, but it would definitely be a co-op thing. I think that would be so much fun. I think it would bring the community together. The other thing is it would open up a lot of what you could do as far as what units you could use. In case you're wondering why I'm still summoning for green, apparently, I'm just a sucker for Peony. I mean, she's bound very closely to Sharena, but I'm a huge fan. So, and we get another one. I'm kind of happy about that. I'm not gonna lie. We've got plus HP. Not the IVs we're looking for. I'm looking for plus attack, but that's okay. Anyway, where were we? Next question. This is from C-Troop. I know you used Legendary Dimitri early on in Summoner Duels. How well do you think he's held up through recent unit releases, and do you still use him very often? Now, this was before this last round of Summoner Duels S. And I actually used him. I use him in Summoner Duels S quite heavily. The reason is he doesn't get banned. He's not a unit that everyone recognizes as a powerhouse, and I just wreck shop with him. Seriously, he's really, really good. I am a huge fan. In SDR, it's just so map dependent. Like, the differences are usually subtle, and there are small things that make big changes. And so I can't always use him in SDR. But I think he is an incredible unit to this day. I think he just continues to get better, which is weird. He just, in this meta, the fact that we have just given him null follow-up through infantry speed tactic or infantry NFU, one of those C skills, makes him absolutely amazing. I've also been using him a lot in AR as an Omni tank. Which is fun. Of course, that's limited to water season, but Legendary Dimitri is really good. Yeah. Well, I was kind of hoping this would be quick, but I had a suspicion whenever you go past the spark, IS makes you pay. But where were we here? Okay, from Dark Slayer. Oh, this is an interesting circle. Do you play any other gacha games? And if so, what are the things you like, dislike, and then compare to Feh? And if features from these games should be brought to Feh or vice versa? I honestly don't play any other gachas. I don't have time. Making content is already time consuming, and past that, I'm a dad and I work. I just don't have the extra time to play any other games. I also really like to dive deeply into games. I'm the weird person who is the completionist who even when they're supposed to be casually playing through Three Hopes, does every single side mission and everything possible. And on Three Houses, I even went and got all of the items to the correct people, which is ridiculous. Why would you even do that? Only crazy people do stupid things like that. But so it doesn't allow for a lot of other time for a breadth of different games. We've talked about, though, the reliance on summoning and the way you have a game. Genshin Impact isn't a good comparison, but the way that they release units is much more spread out, and you can usually tell what's coming a little further out as well. It's not as much of a surprise, so you don't get the FOMO factor. A lot of this idea is actually from Alfred in one of our recent conversations I had with him. So I'm parroting a little bit what he said, but he just hit the nail on the head. The other thing, if you look at games, I believe it's FGO, Fate Grand Order. One of the things they do to kind of level out a lot of the power creep is have more of a reliance on player versus enemy, PvE. That's something that I would also like to see more in Fae. It's stuff we've already talked about, but this is a nice way to kind of put those two thoughts together as far as things that I'd like. So yeah. Why am I still summoning for green? I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for Peony. I just... Don't ask these questions. Let's see. This is from Juder, an excellent Summoner Duels player and a really great member of the Discord here. What tier 4 skills are you looking forward to? Whew. All right. Well, this is kind of interesting because I'm both looking forward to more tier 4 skills and deathly afraid of them. I mean, the obvious answer would be a trace. I would love to see that. I would love to see some kind of tier 4 skill for flyers. Ranged flyers just don't get enough love. A lot of that's because they're so powerful, and we have to recognize that, right? Ranged flyers are a very powerful class. The ignoring terrain is not a small deal. But I would still like to see something more for them. A tier 4 wind sweep would be a lot of fun. And it could be used by a lot of different units. I don't even know what the tier 4 part of that would be. Maybe it would just be sweep. But I'm looking forward to that. Those are the only two that come to mind. They've just gotten so creative with them where they're combining different things that I'm really anxious to see what they come up with. Ooh, 3 blues. Okay, come on. Ooh, no, not even smoke. Come on. Bah. Okay, so next question up. Do you think there will be a point in the game where every unit has a preference unique seasonal inheritable weapon? I think this is talking more about... I look at this question and Three Daddy Askers... It's obviously a nickname. This is Bag Tacos. I love that. An Asker fan here. The way we're going, you almost have to have a preference or a unique weapon for every unit because we've seen these units that don't, and they don't compete. I've talked about that a lot the last couple days, and I need more from from IS in that category, and I'm not sure how you do it. Well, we've talked about different ways. There are ways that you can get around having a preference or unique seasonal. One of the things is allowing units of a certain type or a certain generation to add things to their A skills, which I think is a fascinating thing. I originally heard that from Levin. Promise has come up with some different theories on that of her own. Yeah, please. There's smoke. Come on. No. All right. Oh. We may not be able to go any further. Yeah, we're coming up on a lot of orbs spent here. We've got Sheena. Hello. So, do I think there will be a point that we get there? No. Do I think IS needs to give us some sort of preference thing? Hello, Tana, again. Yes. And I think that will have to come sooner rather than later if they want these older units to keep up. So. Sorry, I was just reading this next question. This is from Mevi. This is since we have... Oh, wait. We didn't look at the heavies. Oh, I forgot. Oh, we'll get it in a second. Man, Tana is just loving us today. I mean, Peony, come on home. This is from Mevi. Since we have a DC seal for only dragons, what kind of skill locked to only certain type of units would you like to see next? There has been a lot of talk this week about an infantry melee DC skill. And I don't think that would break the game. I think infantry omni tanks are just so far behind right now that I think it would be a good deal for them. Yeah. We've talked... This is something I originally heard from Oblivion, and I'm going to pitch this. It's an interesting idea, but having a seal that guarantees a beast transformation is a really interesting idea. And I don't know that it's bad because you are giving up the effects of a seal, which we've already discussed are very powerful. And you are ensuring that that unit gets some sort of... it gets the bonuses from that transformation. So for a lot of close groups, that comes in very, very handy. Close groups by way of like a far save beast that has to be close to everyone else in Aether raids. All right, Lynn, come home. I think that's really interesting though, and I it's a design space that yes! Oh! All right, we were about to hit my cap, so whew, that was good. I like this summoning session though. I'm happy with the way come on. Happy way that went. Let's go ahead and grab this last blue. Anyway, summoners. Whew. I was getting nervous. All right. I have to move us on to the next thing. All right. I'm so excited about this. Okay. So it was a great summoning session. I want to show you what has got me so excited. This is so crazy. I just threw this together very, very quickly. Understand that. I don't even have Tana properly blessed here. Or should we call her Peony? I feel like we should call her Peony because that's the one I like on there. Now, I do have Thor buffing up, so that's a thing. I don't have Dragon Effectiveness on. I don't think it matters. So the first one we're going to do here...
My warmest greetings.
is just go straight up the bat there. And you can see that plus 33. Let's make sure combat animations are on.
I will forge ahead.
That's nuts. The other thing that's nuts here that you're going to see, watch this. One shot. What do you even do with that? That is absolutely bonkers. I don't even know. Okay.
On the right foot.
Gonna do something else here. So let's let this charge. This is nuts. This is only a +1. Deflect magic probably isn't the greatest thing here, but still.
Let's keep going.
No buffs. No buffs. We're only at +29 here. +29. God. Sacred Cowl hits. This is the thing though, 21 damage back. Like this is a big time damage dealer.
Here, tops.
And this does include Glimmer, but that's through Sacred Cowl again. What? I love that. There is one more thing I wanted to show you guys because I'm sure you're all curious. For Kanto remaining. So the Kanto is active.
We must enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, see, you still only move 2 spaces, so it doesn't stack. But I'm so excited. Summoners, I hope you're all having a great day. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.